Welcome to the University of Connecticut. Last fall, you watched 16 students compete for the title of Sole Survivor. This winter, 15 new students compete for the title of the second winner of Survivor UConn. Over the course of the semester, they will have to compete in difficult challenges while also voting out their fellow tribe mates until only one remains. Who has what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast, and who will crumble under the pressure? "83 days, 15 students, 1 survivor."
I'm a psychology major and I'm a sophomore. A personality trait that I have that I think will help me win is just my background with psychology. I think Survivor is just this big social experiment basically with everyone interacting, everyone with different strategies, and I think that'll give me an advantage in terms of who to be friends with, who to keep my distance from.
I like to think that I'm a good liar, so I have no problem lying to people's face, like straight to your face, and I'll keep a straight face doing it, so hopefully I get to use that.
I'm Barrett Fellers. I'm a freshman. I am an English/geography major. One personality trait about me that separates me from the pack would be that I have a very competitive nature, and it hurts my soul to lose. You know, my mindset is if I never lose a challenge, then I'm never gonna get placed in the position to get voted out.
I sat down next to Matt. He was pretty nice. Seemed like a good guy. Right across from Barrett, he was a freshman. He seemed like he'd be kind of, he seemed like a really loyal guy.
Sadly, we don't have the island.
Yeah, my friends asked me, like, are you gonna live in the woods? I was like, no.
We can't make you live on the island.
Just don't go to school.
And then there was another girl, Kira. She seemed like really nice.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kira. I am a sophomore and I am a psych and econ teacher. Okay, so what I think I can bring into Survivor is I'm a very friendly person, so I think I can play a good social game by just being friendly with everyone. Also, I'm very competitive, so I feel like I'll do pretty well in the challenges. Yeah, because I take board games very seriously and things like that, so.
Welcome aboard. What's up?
Can I have Heidi?
Heidi. Brian.
My name is Heidi Lauder. I'm a double major in English and journalism, and I'm a freshman. I did Model UN, which is a lot of compromise, and although I hope it doesn't come into play, a lot of going behind people's backs in order to get what you want.
Basically know what goes on.
I watched a couple episodes when I found out I was on, and I was like, this is Total Drum Island.
When I was younger. Very much. Hold on.
I think in terms of Survivor, I'm a super fan because I've been watching since season 15, Survivor China, and it's definitely way different though being in the game and like having to think about like who's with everyone, like what you can do to benefit yourself versus everyone else.
Hi, I'm Andrianna. Hi. I'm Andrianna. People call me Adge. So my first impressions of everyone, I think most people were just shy because it's like a weird like Survivor, like nobody's ever done it before.
When I first came to the game, I already knew Maddie. We're teammates, and we decided that this would be really fun.
There he is. Future Survivor winner.
So my name's Sawyer McCrabb. I'm a junior here. I actually just transferred up here from Avery Point last semester. A really good trait I have for myself is I'm generally approachable. I come off as a genuine person. I think that's a really good trait because, you know, people want to be comfortable with you before coming up and whether strategizing or giving you hints on what they're going to do and stuff. So like Catherine was the one who told me to get into this, and I'm actually really glad she did.
Do you know Catherine at Avery Point?
Yes.
Okay.
And she was just as crazy down there too.
That's like the Last Supper going on right here.
You enjoying your awkward table? Oh yeah, it's great. Alright, we'll be starting soon. Almost everyone's here. 12. Alright guys, welcome everyone to Survivor UConn Season 2. Let's get a cheer!
Robbie Glassman, I'm an actuarial science and finance major, and I'm a senior. I've probably watched around 15 seasons of Survivor now, and I've already got a whole bunch of plans in the works that I want to try and mix in here if I get to stay in the game long enough. I'd love to incorporate a fake idol in there somewhere, get some blind sides going.
Alright, so we got a bunch of you right now. We're waiting for one more to come in, so they'll be coming in soon. But we're just doing our intro sort of stuff. So my name's Ryan. I'm the host of Survivor UConn. I run the challenges, the tribal councils. I am your Jeff Probst. So I'll be running everything. If you have any questions, you have anything you need to let me know, just let me know.
My name is Shane O'Hare. I'm a management major and I am a sophomore. When it comes to skills and stuff, I'd say athletically I'm more inclined to help our team just because I have been playing sports my entire life and I know what it's like to compete in certain situations.
We're going to be getting right into it. I'm going to give you guys, I have a little pack here that has your name on it. So I'm going to give you each one of those and we're going to all open them up at the same time. You guys are going to see which tribe you're on. If everyone wants to open on 3, 1, 2, 3. But if you guys want to stand with your tribe.
Wow, I'm like the oldest person here. I think I'll be able to use my like seniority as like to my advantage because people will probably look to me as more of a leader, and I've noticed that in my tribe so far.
If we elected a team captain, it would definitely be Robbie because like he's watched many seasons of Survivor, has a favorite character and everything. Boston Rob, he always talks about him.
I was actually excited to be on this tribe. While some of the other tribes, I felt like I was looking over at them and they were still like doing icebreakers, and then we already had like a group chat going and we seemed like we were gonna get pretty close pretty quick.
After my tribe was announced, I was a little concerned because we only had 4 people, including me. We were supposed to have 6 on each team, but then Neil showed up, which made it 5, so Neil's staying in the game. And then this other girl, Amanda, didn't show up at all.
So, since I was just brought into it, like just called last minute, I say like this is a pretty good group. Like one of them even has a car to drive us home afterwards. Like that's really nice. He's a keeper on the blue team.
My name's Maddie. I'm an engineering major and I'm a freshman. First impressions, yeah, I feel like we all were like pretty outgoing with like meeting each other and like being open to each other.
It's a great group. We're all friendly people and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with who we have.
We have Adge, Carolina, Matthew, Bijan, and Neil, who's coming in. Also, I believe Amanda. So we have our Moynihan tribe that consists of Kira, Robbie, Barrett, Iwan, and Hope. Our Jaskilka tribe that consists of Maddie, Heidi, Shane, Sawyer, and Alex. What we're gonna do today's challenge. Today's challenge is a round robin of sorts. So what we're gonna have is, we got the balloon?
Yeah, we got our example.
On Tot has been wearing it. So what we're gonna have, each person on your team, it's gonna be 3-on-3. So what you're gonna have, each person's gonna have a string tied to a balloon, and you're gonna be matched up against 3 people from one of the other teams. So what you're going to be trying to do, running up to the person here and breaking the balloon. So it's going to be 3-on-3. If you break all 3 of the other team's balloons, you get a point. And we're going to have 6 rounds of it. So first, whichever team has the least points will go to tribal council. Second place gets this for immunity. It's our little immunity idol. And first place will get our husky immunity, making a comeback. First place will also get a Clue the Hidden immunity idol. So I will send that in your tribe camp. That'll be posted. Trefoy, we have Neil, Matt, Adge. On Moynihan, we have Barrett, Kiwan, and Kira. Alright. Survivors ready? Go! Moynihan wins round 1. Alright, survivors ready? Go! Slow walk. Maddie gets Robbie's up. Robbie's out. Yeah, we have only girls left in this round. Oh, Robbie's got one. Oh, Heidi's out. 1-1, Moynihan. Almost got one. Oh, comeback. Gilk has 1, Moynihan has 1. Vertifoy is 0 right now. Alright, survivors ready. Go! Skilka with another point. Alright, so right now we have Moynihan versus Vertifoy right now. If Moynihan wins this, they secure at least second place. Vertifoy, you do have one more chance to tie it, but I recommend winning this round if you want to stay in this. Alright, survivors ready? Go!
When I needed to tie my shoe, Bijan was like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you some space for that, you know."
I told her, I'll tie your shoe, I won't step in the balloon.
Guess what? He tries to pop my balloon.
Yeah, that's why she called me an asshole.
I thought he was trying to be nice.
Bijan's out. Vertifoy down to 2 now. Whoa, Robin called. The best they can do is don't get this too high. Moynihan gets the point. Moynihan has 2, Jaskilka has 2, Vertifoy has 0.
It's okay.
It's gonna be your best 3, so whichever 3 people you want. So whichever 3 you want, whichever 3 you guys want, and this is for first place.
You want to sit out?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
If you got, because I've already done 2 rounds, so if somebody else wants to do it,
Three people.
because I have not talked to them. I'll go again. Alright, first place, Nancy.
Alright. For first place, for Jaskilka, we have Sawyer, Heidi, and Alex. For Moynihan, we have Robbie, Barrett, and Kira. Survivors ready? Go! On 1. Sawyer going everywhere. Oh, Sawyer loses it. Moynihan with first place. Alright, first place, we got the Moynihan tribe. Congratulations, guys. A little husky guy, one of you guys picked. And I will be giving you guys the community idol. We have a group chat for each tribe that I'm going to add you guys to. Skilka, second place. Woo!
You know, Maddie for our team did very good. She was the reason we, even won a few games.
She did amazing in the challenge. She was like the MVP kind of.
As far as our team goes, I think anyone would agree that Maddie was the MVP.
She popped the most balloons, and she had no problem with going back in again.
Yeah, first challenge is definitely pretty good. It was fun.
Vertifoy tribe, unfortunately one of you will be the first one voted out of this game. I'll see you at tribal council. I'll add you to your group me tribes. You're done for tonight. Thanks for coming out.
How I think my tribe did in the challenge? Bad. We did bad. We lost.
We weren't as physical as the other tribes. I know that one guy on red was like literally pushing like one of the girls over.
Every other team had 2 points. We had 0.
In the first balloon challenge, I think we had like good stamina, but it was just that we were rarely ever able to pop a balloon, and I think that lack of aggression kind of was their fault in that challenge.
Green was having some really underhanded tactics. Like their balloons were small, they kept on lifting their legs up really high.
I don't think we had like the right strategy.
So we definitely look like the weak link right now.
Well, after the first challenge, we saw the other tribes were getting dinner, so I think we kind of felt pressured to get dinner too, but I'm glad we did. We lost the challenge, so like right now people think we're weak, so I think that'll help us because they'll underestimate us, and then we'll come back stronger and more unified because we're the only ones who'd experienced like loss together.
I think right off the bat, as soon as we lost, we were talking about, wasn't there another girl that was supposed to be here?
In case you're watching, person who is not here.
You're getting voted out first. I'm
Sorry, but you didn't show up.
And then we're like, yeah. And then we've all decided that night that we were going to vote her out.
We suffered through the cold without you, but we're unified now.
Yes, so that's all I got.
So that one girl who didn't show up, I mean, everybody wants to vote her out, which I guess like would be the easiest thing to do, but I kind of see it as somebody who doesn't have any friends yet. I wouldn't be opposed to not voting her out, so. Okay. I mean, that's just the easy way to do it, vote her out, but she's somebody with no loyalties, so easy to work with, I guess. And also, I'm worried about the people who have like kind of like friends on the other teams already. Like I know Carolina's friends with Maddie from rowing.
I already knew Maddie.
Yeah, so I came in knowing Carolina. She's on the rowing team as well.
So that's something I'm worried about. And I don't really know anybody, and I'm also like one of the only seniors. I don't really have like the connections that they do. So either I need to break it up now or kind of ride those coattails. If it's gonna be like, I don't mind being the third in a threesome. That's fine with me, as long as I'm in the group. So.
I knew Kira and Shane beforehand. If Kira was in my tribe, I definitely would have felt a lot more comfortable.
In the final, I was a little worried because we were going against the green team who looked kind of unbeatable, but we were able to pull out the win, and I think it really united us as a tribe.
I know I was talking about the challenge afterwards with Adge, and she said, oh yeah, there was this one guy on your team that was like very competitive. I was like, was it Robbie? And she was like, yeah, probably.
He's a competitor, I know that for sure. He's definitely got some sort of plan ready, and I don't know, I got my eyes on him.
I just feel like he's definitely very into the game. He's very competitive too. So he's definitely someone good to have on the tribe.
Kira is somebody who I definitely formed an alliance with so far, and I could see us together going pretty far in the game.
Robbie is, he's really like playing the game right now, which is a good thing because I feel like I am too. But it's also something to look out for because, you know, he's competitive and like super friendly. But I like Robbie. We'll see how far that goes.
Kira definitely knows what she's doing. She's watched a lot of Survivor and she has like a get it done attitude. And she and Robbie definitely are like, I think, the two most powerful people on our team.
So after we got the first clue, there was a lot of frantic scrambling on.
I actually have got the first clue memorized, so.
So it's day 2 of Survivor UConn Season 2. Yesterday, Tribe Moynihan came away with a victory at the Immunity Challenge, and we got a clue to the first hidden immunity idol, which was, if you wish to survive and continue the chase.
Safety lies within the rock face.
When I hear rock face, it immediately makes me think of like a stone statue.
Alright, we have to find this thing like super soon because it's gonna be out on campus. It might not be hidden that well. Like if another team finds it, you know, they'll have the advantage on us.
So I was trying to some of the like marquee rocks on campus, and no luck so far. We're keeping the search going here at a rock by the music building. We'll see if I find anything.
So I went behind the Benton to see if there was anything around those, and unfortunately got nothing. It was a little bit snowy, so I'm not sure if there's anything there. But in that first look, I got nothing.
It's funny because you know the statue with the head behind the bed. That's where we hid the idol last semester.
Really?
Yeah, it's not there now.
So we definitely scrambled around to think about all the rock faces that are on campus, and there were quite a few. So we thought about any of the rock walls near the cemeteries, the rock walls near the math buildings,
I didn't do any looking. I don't think we went as a team. Pretty sure Robbie and Kira went out and looked around, but I'm pretty sure some of us looked.
Then I went to the Rock North Campus. I went to the Rock by Monteith, and I even went to the Jonathan statue because he's like the face of our university. I went to the rock wall in the gym. I looked around there. I didn't find anything. It can't be very exposed to the student population of the elements, so I thought it had to be somewhere kind of tucked away, which kind of led me to think it might be in a rock, like in a crack in a rock wall somewhere. But there's so many of those on campus. You could spend days searching and not find anything.
One of the issues we had was weather that was getting in our way, but definitely for a couple of days we were out there looking for clues as much as we could with our busy schedules.
Bijan and I, actually, he has a car, so he would drive us all home, and I was always the last one to get dropped off, so we kind of immediately were like, we gotta stick through this, and I don't know if I believe him, but he's like, yeah, you, me, final two, like, let's stick together.
I really like Matt. He seems like a nice guy. We're both in fraternity, so we had that in common. The way I want to play this game is I want to have like a partner in crime, like kind of like a ride or die, and I feel like he'd be a good guy to do it with.
And then I think naturally, because we watched Survivor and Aj did too, we said she knows what she's doing. Carolina's too quiet, Neil's just happy to be here. Let's get like a competitive threesome going. We have numbers.
Andrianna seemed like she's really here to play the game, which I like. She's definitely somebody I would want to work with.
We're voting out Amanda. I hope. I hope we're voting out Amanda.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about this vote. There's nothing stopping them from just like joining together and getting me out. I mean, I wouldn't blame them.
So, this is the Verifoid tribe, Blue tribe. Let's start off with Matt. So Matt, what's the vibe of having such a small tribe? Do you feel pretty well adjusted with the people in your tribe right now, or are there lines already being drawn?
At first, seeing a small tribe kind of made me nervous, but I think it ultimately brings us closer together, and I actually think in defeat in the first challenge, it actually brought us a lot closer together. So I think that's actually a good thing in the long run for us.
Awesome. So Andrianna, how do you feel about your tribe compared to the others? Do you see any positive negatives in your tribe compared to the other tribes, Moynihan, the red tribe, and Jaskilka, the green tribe? Or do you think it's a pretty even mix?
I feel like it's pretty even. I just think that I feel like we might get along better. There's a couple other people in other tribes that seem a little aggressive, so I think we're all pretty nice over here.
Who's being aggressive from the other tribes? What do you guys think?
That one kid on the red tribe, I think his name's Bobby. Robbie.
Yeah.
That kid. Yeah.
Do you think that was? You think it was too much? What he was doing? Just going after you guys?
I mean, not just after us, everybody kind of. He was like kind of like pushing and shoving, and then you had to say no pushing and like walk.
I did, yeah.
So.
You guys think it was worth it for him to do that though? I mean, they won. You guys didn't,
That's true.
Something to think about. So, Bijan, you guys were down a person for this challenge, but the other tribes were also all down a person. So, how'd you end up here at Tribal Council? What do you think happened?
I don't think popping balloons is one of our strong suits. I mean, we were talking about it at dinner, like we're good at a bunch of other things, so as long as there's no more balloon popping, we're probably not going to be coming like back here much. We said we're good at like puzzles.
Yeah.
Right?
We're not good at like going head to head with other tribes, apparently, so.
So you're hoping for like, what kind of challenge are you guys hoping for? Intellectual. You guys are the smart tribe? Let's psych them out.
We'll call them.
Alright. So, Carolina, do you think the last challenge was more of a fluke in your guys' challenge performance? We already talked about this a little, or do you think you guys will need to step it up to get to that win next challenge?
I think we just weren't prepared, but I think from now on we're more prepared and we'll be ready to take on whatever comes for us.
Has anyone in this tribe stepped up, you think, as a leader? Do you think anyone's a big presence on this tribe or stepped up in the last challenge?
As a leader, not really sure about that exactly. Well, I'd say we all believe Aj played 3 games in a row, so I say that's pretty good pro group right there. But I wouldn't say anyone really stands out as a leader yet.
Alright, so I think in general, this is pretty straightforward travel council. This is a pretty quick one. Amanda is kind of non-existent. So I think in general, we're just going to have a pretty open verbal vote. If anyone is opposed to it, you can let me know now. Alright, so we're just going to go down the line. Neil, who's your vote for? Amanda. Bijan. Andrianna. Caroline. Matt. Alright, so with that, Amanda is the first one voted out of the Bear tribe in the game. Yeah, you guys have taken one member out, but as for the next travel council, it's not going to be as easy. The 5 of you are all big competitors in this game, and one of you might have to be the next one out. So you got to win that next challenge.
After the Vertifoy tribe voted out their missing member, the other 2 missing members from Jaskilka and Moynihan were removed from the game, leaving all 3 tribes even at 5 members each. However, the game has only just begun.
The first vote, it was probably the least stressful vote in Survivor history. I don't know, I had no pressure going into it. I think we all just kind of agreed, this one girl hadn't shown up. It's not sympathy, it's just, it was no hard feelings, but we all want to stay in the game and she hadn't even shown her face yet, so she was an easy choice.
Holding on videos, we can feel bad. Alright. So, what were we saying?
I was asking if this is what alliance.
That's what we're hoping.
Bijan, Adj, and I, the first thing we said is let's make an alliance. Let's just make it easy on ourselves. We have the numbers.
I'm back in my evil lair. It's where I'm going to be doing all my evil decision making. A nice 2x2 room I have here I use for studying, but mostly evil. So after tribal, Matt went to the union, and I was like, oh, I'll go to the union too. But he was like, do you want anything to eat? I'll pay for it with my points or whatever, because I'm off campus and I have points. And I was like, no, because I'm on a diet, actually. I had spring break in a month, so I'm trying to slim down. But I'm only eating certain food, whatever, that's irrelevant. There's 5 people in the tribe, so we need one more. And I asked him, who would you want? He said Andrianna, which is fine. That wouldn't have been my pick personally, but I feel now we've agreed that we're going to try to get Carolina out for the first vote, or the second vote. I don't really want to do that exactly, because I think she's nice, and I feel she's not that big of a threat, but I don't want to get rid of Neil, because I feel Neil is going to be really easy to control.
Maybe if we were to lose the challenge, maybe vote out Neil. I think would be our best bet. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that, but that's what I was thinking.
I would be down for either, but the thing with Neil is, I think he's really easy to convince to do things. So for example,
Bijan seems like he's kind of controlling per se. It seems like he'll definitely want to take control of the tribe, but I don't think I want to let that happen because he seems like he can be really sneaky. So I'm definitely going to watch out for him the most out of anybody. For right now, I think I can team up with Matt because I don't think I want Bijan in the game for too long.
Hey y'all, Soy here. I got to meet with Alex this week. We didn't get to record, and he was the first person I sat down with before the second challenge.
Sawyer's probably the one that I would want to be in alliance with most right now because on the way back from the challenge, we live in kind of the same area, so we had 15 minutes almost just us, and I got to know him really well. He seems like a genuine, trustworthy guy.
From that, we talked about targeting Shane for whenever we happen to vote next.
Shane seems like the most loud and funny guy of the group. There's a partner in the challenge where he just randomly started flossing and yelling random stuff. So yeah, he seems like a funny guy, but he also, I'm not sure how he's going to play the game. He might be an unpredictable player.
It's fine. I'm just making my mark.
Alex, I kind of see as a weak link of the team. He's very quiet and kind of doesn't contribute to the challenges. And like when we went to dinner together, he didn't really talk or want to get to know any of us, and he seemed kind of quiet. Heidi is a character. She's very, flamboyant and quirky and stuff like that. I kind of relate to her the most just because we kind of have the same personality and stuff like that.
I feel like Shane was definitely the most like welcoming person on the team. He was very outgoing. I think he's probably like the easiest to get along with. He seems like he's there to have a good time. So I'm also looking forward to playing with him. Sawyer texted me last night at like midnight, right before I went to bed, and I pretended that I was going to bed because I was like, I need to think about this. Just asking, hey, do you want to meet up before the next challenge? And then I texted back, sure, what's up? And he hasn't texted me back, so I don't know, shady business.
I got to sit down with Heidi too, and Heidi was really cool to talk with, really personable, really strong team member, really independent thinker too.
I think it would be a bad idea to think about whether you're going to, this is our first time, so
yeah,
go too detailed into it, but I don't think it would be a bad idea to start thinking about that kind of stuff, because like, say we lose tonight, it's probably best to like have an idea,
yeah,
or an idea. And like I think it would be good to like consider yourself having alliances beforehand.
Just a bit, yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. What was I gonna say? Oh, like my first initial thought is like because Alex is so quiet, and I think he was notably the most quiet, as he could be a very easy target.
She seemed more to think that Alex should be the first one to go because he didn't really have any clear strengths to him, she thought.
Oh, that's it. That's what I was gonna say. Because they took away our scapegoat. Because that girl that didn't show up for the first challenge is just out of the game.
Yeah. Don't you think it would be safer to keep someone like that down the road?
Down the road. True.
I would rather
have the other easy target.
I would rather have them in the game than someone like Shane or Maddie, who are making the assumption right now are the better competitors at the challenge. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I get that to a degree, but like my counter to that and why I'd say like I don't want to come for Alex specifically, but like Maddie and Shane are very good competitors, and if we keep our best competitors in, like that's probably hopefully less times that we end up at tribal. Like say we like got rid of Maddie like immediately, and like then we get screwed like challenge after
challenge. That's a valid concern. That's honestly probably one of the bigger concerns. Right now, you're absolutely right. Like to your bigger concern, like if we take out our better competitors, we might continue to lose. But if you think about how small the team is, like the teams are, say God forbid we lose Maddie and Shane as a strategy down the road, not that I'm advocating for that.
Yeah.
By the time we're at 3 people, we're probably more definitely going to be merging with one tribe, which then we don't have to worry about that.
True.
You're worrying about yourself.
So like, I'm a little bit worried about the fact that he was texting me so early into the game.
Alright, welcome back everyone. We have our next challenge tonight. Robbie, if I could take immunity back from you guys. Good. And Shane, if I could have immunity back from you guys. Alright, same thing tonight. 2 immunities, immunity up for grabs for 2 tribes. One of you will have to go to tribal council with me. For tonight's challenge. So tonight we're going to have a blindfolded challenge. So what's going to happen is each tribe's going to designate one person as your caller. That person's the only one that's going to be not blindfolded. The other 4 of you are going to be blindfolded with your bandanas and tied together like 2 and 2. So there'll be 5 stations. Each station will have a baggie with 2 cardboard pieces. They're numbers, so they're the numbers 1 through 12. And so what you're going to do is the caller is going to tell the blindfolded people where to find them. You're going to have to call out. You're going to have to yell over your fellow callers. Basically, you got to get all 5 baggies and bring them back to your starting location. So once that's done, what's going to happen is you're going to bring them back, and you're going to solve a number puzzle. It's on the back of this. So what's going to happen is you have the rest of the numbers in 1 through 12, and you have to arrange them so each quadrant, so like these 4 adds up to this number, these 4 add up to this number, etc., etc. You're going to have 2 people that can work on the puzzle, say. Everyone else can help out. Only 2 people are allowed to touch the pieces and move them around. And they're the 2 people that will ask for a check once you think you're done. All right, so start here. You guys want to look at it?
Sounds like Sudoku, but like kind of like.
They just single. So like we have to get our baggies outside, and then once we get all of them, we have to come in here.
Adge is the caller. I immediately told her when we started strategizing, I want you as the caller, just because I feel like she has a strong, like, loud voice. And
which one of us should be the caller?
Who's the loudest?
I can be right the only girl to be calling, so I feel like that would make it easier to like hear her voice over the other 2 guys.
So do you want to be the caller?
I'll be the caller. I'm worried about exactly what the caller today.
And wait, you can only use each number once. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Oh, I see. No, I see what you're saying. Well,
Ready?
Go! Okay. Matt, no. Carolina, straight. You guys. Okay. Straight.
30 paces ish.
Green boys, turn 90 degrees this way. This way? Go straight.
yeah, that's the one.
Wait, I heard something. Yes, okay.
Sorry.
Cameraman?
Yeah, you got the right one.
We have the right one?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good, Here? Yeah, okay, let's go. Ed!
Right, now.
That's the right bag.
Yeah! Where do we go? Woo. Watch out.
Where?
The other side of the tree.
High or low?
Higher. You got it. It's on the ground. You're almost there. Just reach out a little bit on the ground. You got it.
Oh wait, no, there's like bushes like.
Turn around, please. Bad guess.
You got it.
Just, I feel like go this way.
Okay. Alright. You guys, go left. Guys, turn around.
Right now, Moynihan's got 2. Jaskilton's got 2. Verdefoy has 2 right now. We're all tied up.
So hard to see.
Barrett!
Around that pole. And there's a bench just to the right.
Yep, you got it.
Barrett! Barrett!
Nope, this is not the sidewalk.
Green boys go left. Green boys go left.
Where are we going? I have no idea where we are.
Green boys go straight.
What? What? Where? This is great? That's correct, yes.
Oh, careful. Don't hit that red button. That is not our pole.
So it's not this.
Please don't hit that button.
Is it on here though? Oh my god, wait.
No, it is not on the emergency pole.
Guys, down! A little bit forward. Yes, right there. You got it.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Maddie, you got the right one.
Yep, you got it.
Fuck, that's a tree.
Matt, you got it. Matt, you got it.
Go back.
Oh, ow! Oh, thorn bush. Oh, ooh. I ran into a thorn bush. Ow! I don't know. Sawyer! Follow that sidewalk, Shane. Come on. No, there's tree branches. I got thorns.
All right, you got the round.
Okay.
Did you get it?
You're right. Go straight.
Green, go.
Right a little bit.
Red girl,
Right. Right a little bit. Oh, sorry. Mind if we just go around? Oh. Is this our color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reach for the pole! Feel along the pole!
That's the right bag.
Follow my voice. I will not stop saying things. There's no one in front of you. Okay, we got the bags. Now where do we go?
That's all my bags. Blindfolds off. Go inside. Laurel.
Let's go this way.
Straight. Green girls, go straight.
Straight. Run. Run. You have the last one. Run.
That's it. Can you take them off? Run. Let's go, run. I got all five. You're not on my team.
Guys, the puzzles are back over there. We left them.
Puzzles are here.
Where?
Puzzles are back on that end.
Bro.
I also have the answer.
All right, only two people touch the pieces. Everyone else stand back a little. Let's go, guys. Take practice.
The big numbers is going to be like.
I think that's it.
Verifone check. Red tribes. Putting it together. All right, Moynihan tribe once again, first place. Meredith Foy, a little change of pace for you guys. You guys are immunity this week. And unfortunately, Jaskilka, one of the 5 of you will be the next one voted out as Survivor UConn. I'll see you guys this week, all right?
Complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're following the red team right now.
We think they're going after the idol, so we're gonna follow them and maybe try to scoop it.
I feel like they just looked over here.
And we were walking, we realized we were behind the red team. And we're like, maybe they're gonna go look for the idol right now. So we literally like followed them for like 10 minutes, walking to the parking lot. Robbie got in his car, they got in Robbie's car. So then I went in my car, and then I like went and picked everybody else up because they wanted to go and follow them to like get the license plate.
Go now to do it. Hush, hush, but we'll find out if we find it or not.
They're probably dropping people off,
But just in case, we need to make sure they're not finding.
If it's Robbie dropping them off, I would not put it past him to go and look for the idol right after he drops them.
By himself, yeah.
Wait, he'd totally go by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid wants to win.
So yeah.
more than anybody.
Alright.
If we merge, can we make a pact to get him out first?
Yes.
I don't like him.
Oh, 100%. He plays dirty.
He really does. Then we like kind of lost them, and they're like, oh, they're probably going to Buckley. So we followed them to Buckley, saw them at Buckley getting out of the car. Then we followed Robbie out of Buckley, and then eventually, honestly, we've probably been tailing him for like a good 15, 20 minutes. And then we lost him, and then we don't know where he went. Hopefully he didn't go looking for the idol. I feel like it's nighttime, so I feel like it's not a great time for the idol, because it's probably outside. But that would be really funny if we did like follow him and catch him like getting the idol. That would have been hilarious.
So, today, the blindfold challenge, my tribe lost, so we would be going to tribal council on Wednesday.
Yeah, so my interpretation of the puzzle is that none of the teams really knew what they were doing, and it ended up turning into like a trial and error thing. It kind of reminded me of like when I used to do Rubik's Cubes. I'd get like one side right, and then I'd move on to the other one. I'd get that one right, but in doing that, I'd totally screw up the other one. So on the way back from the challenge, Maddie and me were talking, and then she just like, or she asked me like who I have talked to so far, and I just said, yeah, I'm like close with Sawyer, so I could probably get us three to all vote the same way. And then she wanted to meet up with us three, and we were just talking about why we should vote out Shane.
And like the thing is like, full disclosure, Alex and I met earlier in the week, and we kind of like agreed on the same thing. Like, my line of thinking is that he also, it appeared that he knows more people outside of the tribe.
Yeah.
Which is a strength for someone.
Yeah.
Not because he's devious or anything like that. I think he's just, out of our five, the most sociable. He's really likable. He's really approachable. And I'm pretty sure that I've seen him with other team members from other tribes, which means he might have other connections.
And they tried to get me on their alliance, on their side, and they both want Shane gone.
I'll say this, I'm inclined to vote for Shane.
Not really.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'll do that. Yeah.
And obviously I played along with it, but I noticed when I was sitting there that they already had their alliance, and apparently they walked up to Hilltop after last challenge. So to me it kind of just felt like I was being talked to and told what to do.
It didn't feel genuine almost, it just kind of felt more out of self-interest. And so it's kind of, I didn't feel safe after that conversation. I felt like it could have been too good to be true. It felt too easy of a conversation to be had. So what I did today is I made plans to sit down with Heidi. I ran into Alex too, and through both of those conversations, it not only reaffirmed that Shane is probably going to be the target this week, but also that like it just felt more than too good to be true. It felt, I don't know, it felt true. How do you guys feel about Heidi?
I mean,
just because she's the only other person not here.
She seems like she'd be really loyal, because like, I don't know, just the vibe that I get is that she's really like excited about playing the game and like friendly.
She's definitely outgoing, friendly.
But also like she just walked like all the way back with Shane, so I wouldn't be surprised
I wouldn't be surprised if they're in alliance, like them too.
So Discoga Tribe obviously lost the most recent challenge, which was really unfortunate. And a little bit before that even happened, and especially after, there's been a lot of alliance making going on. So in order to keep track of that, I have a double-sided sheet explaining what I think is happening. When Shane and I walked back together, I got to talk to him. I told him about Sawyer proposing an alliance to me, and like kind of told him like straight up like I appreciated Sawyer's offer, but like I really wanted to work with him and Maddie. I've said since the beginning that I've always really wanted to work with Shane and Maddie, and I felt like Alex was one of our weaker players.
So going into this vote, I hadn't really tried making an alliance with anybody. I had talked with Heidi and Maddie beforehand. Me and Heidi were walking back and she instantly asked me, she's like, I have two people in mind who I want gone, who do you have? And I was like, I honestly believe Sawyer or Alex. And she agreed with that too. We ended up talking it over and we were like, let's see what Maddie had to say with Alex and try to get her on board to vote out Alex. Because Alex just didn't help at all.
And as we were having the meeting, Heidi and Shane texted me in a group chat. And we were talking about what to do, and obviously I spilled the tea.
Maddie said that she and Alex had walked up to Hale together, and Alex proposed that Sawyer join them because they were aligned. And Maddie found out about that from them, that they had been in an alliance since the beginning.
So yeah, now the group chat's bopping right now, and there's some tea going on with Sawyer. Alex is meeting with Heidi tomorrow, and Heidi is going to tell him that she's going along with their vote to vote out Shane. But this will get us further in the game, and obviously this is Survivor, so you can't have an alliance of 4. So my decision has been to align with Shane and Heidi instead of Sawyer and Alex.
I ran into Bijan at the library too, and now we're gonna get dinner this week and kind of talk about the future of the game. So like, I really love how, in a way, UConn is its own island, and how like kind of close people can be to each other and run into each other accidentally, and how that can create new opportunities where you wouldn't expect.
I will say, I think the person that's going to get voted out tomorrow, it doesn't look like they've taken any initiative into like meeting people this week.
Okay.
And so like, while I think they're a threat long term, they haven't really proven like the basic strategy to this game, I feel like.
I'm excited to see who gets voted out. I'm definitely excited.
It's gonna be me.
Imagine. I'd actually be really upset
That'd
if
be
you
such
get
a bummer, like, damn.
Yeah, finally I talked to somebody.
He was gonna help me win.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Holy shit.
Finally talked to somebody on the other tribe, and then bang.
The keeping up with the Skill tribe, starting with Challenge 1, to the announcement that we don't get a buffer vote, not winning immunity, me, Maddie, and Shane's alliance, and then it carries on to the back with me meeting up with Alex. Okay.
So you like talked to anyone on our tribe yet, really, or no?
I mean, I walked back with Shane, but we didn't really talk about much. It was more like, this sucks.
Let's say, what is Alex's deal at the bottom?
Oh, I don't think it matters, because I'm pretty sure we have a majority against whatever Sawyer and Alex are doing anyway. But Alex kept lying about Sawyer being at the meeting with Alex, Sawyer, and Maddie after we lost the first challenge.
Yeah, and then Maddie, when I was walking back with her, it sounds like she wants to vote out Shane.
Shane? And like, Maddie talked with you, and you said Sawyer was there too?
He wasn't there last night. He
wasn't there last night?
He just
Okay.
like went his own ways.
Yeah, okay. And I didn't understand why, because Sawyer told me that he was there, and Maddie told me that he was there. Yeah, I mean, right now, I know Maddie's killing it in the challenges.
Exactly,
So like,
yeah, I don't-
I'd much prefer to keep Maddie in. I think Shane is a really strong competitor. I know, like when we get to the 1v1, I'd rather have Shane gone than compete against him, you know?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is the fact that I haven't heard from Shane, and neither has Sawyer. And then I know Heidi walked back with Shane from the challenge, and said that like they didn't really talk about like who they're voting out. Shane the whole time was just saying like, "Oh, this sucks," which maybe it kind of does seem like something he'd do, but it also seems a little weird.
I am 90% sure this is going to go to plan, just because, you know, the first day that we talked, it seemed like everyone was in order. But now it keeps building up, and I think the vote's going to go as planned, just because me, Heidi, and Maddie have become really good friends. They might just be really good actresses, I hope not. But they seem like really cool people. You know, we're going to hang out soon and stuff like that. So I don't see them wanting to keep other people
confident. I mean, you can never go into these things with overconfidence that'll hurt you, but I feel pretty good about tomorrow. and that the goal I set out with last week, I think, will be followed through on.
Look cute. Alright, Maddie, your tribe lost the challenge, obviously, but you were basically even coming out of the blindfolded section of the challenge. I mean, plus or minus a few seconds. I think you guys were the last ones to get out of that section, but you basically made up for it for the fact that everyone else ran past the puzzle. So, Sawyer was the caller for you guys for that section. How do you think Sawyer did as a whole, as the leader for that section of the challenge?
I think he did really well. I mean, yeah, maybe we got out like split second past everybody else, but it was honestly really even in the blindfolded section. And yeah, I think we got 3 and they got 2, so it was split pretty evenly too.
So Sawyer, before the challenge started, how did you step up as your tribe's kind of leader for that portion of the challenge? Did you step up, or did your tribe come to that decision as a whole?
I think honestly there was a lack of understanding a little bit about what was going to be entailing, so we kind of just guessed a little bit. I knew I probably wouldn't be great at puzzles, and I thought that was a part of it, so I knew I had a loud voice, and so I volunteered for that.
Wow, the blindfolded section was pretty even for you guys. The puzzle was another story. So the number puzzle didn't end up being your guys' forte. So Heidi, what do you think went wrong that you guys got the short end of the stick in 3rd place in the number puzzle?
With the number puzzle, honestly, it feels like we did as much as we could. At a certain point, there's just a certain amount of luck. We must have gotten close to the solution 5 or 6 times before the other teams did. It's just a matter of what you notice and what you don't. And when only 2 people can touch the puzzle, it can get a bit complicated. So.
Can you place the blame on this loss on anyone in this tribe, or is it just kind of a group loss?
No, I think you know, when we did the blindfolding, Sawyer did a great job being a caller and everything like that, and we finished on time with everyone else. So I think it was pretty even. I just think, you know, we were so fixated on, you know, all of us came to an agreement that, you know, the 11 and the 12, or at least the 12, should have been in the middle, and I think that was our flaw, just because, you know, it wasn't, and that's what we thought was like a sure set in stone solution.
Alex, if the blame isn't on anyone specifically, what is this vote based on? I mean, there's just the 5 of you, so what do you think is kind of the goal in getting past this round?
Yeah, it's a tough one because obviously no one really stood out as bad in the challenge, and everyone pretty much gets along, so I think the only factor tonight is maybe like our relationships that we have with each other, and like who we think we'll end up being able to trust in the future.
How are you approaching a vote like this? Is it just trying to stay alive? Is it more about building that trust and connections for deeper in the game? What's your kind of mindset with this vote?
I mean, it's kind of hard right now because we've only had really 2 challenges, and I mean, I think we all tried to like really connect, and I think we did really connect with the tribe, which is why this vote is really hard for everybody.
Heidi, same question to you. What's going on in your mind for this vote? Is it the same sort of deal, or do you have a personal agenda for this?
I mean, I think Maddie kind of hit the nail on the head. I definitely feel like it's just a matter of who you click with, who you don't. Not that I didn't really click with anyone, but like this early in the game, you don't have a lot to go off of, so it's a lot of gut instinct and what you think is going to be best for the future.
The Red Tribe, the Moynihan Tribe, they've got 1st place in both of these challenges right now. Do you think they're the group to beat, or do you think you guys can step it up and take them out?
Yeah, I think they're the group to beat, but we were really close to beating them in that balloon challenge, and then this challenge, it all came down to the puzzle, so they might have won both challenges, but I think like we still have an equal shot to do good in any challenge.
Finishing up with Sawyer. I mean, big vote tonight. It's just the 5 of you. So do you think we'll see a division after tonight's vote, or do you think this is something that's going to be more of the unanimous type? You guys will be able to unite coming out of this vote and be strong coming into the next challenge.
Sure, I mean, just to kind of underscore what everyone said, I think we're all kind of in agreement that like this is just, it's an unfortunate situation. None of us want to be here. We're all like just starting to bond with each other. We've been in this game for 2 weeks now. We've had 2 challenges. Whether or not we've had a chance to meet with people, is still something to be like kind of foretold. So it really is kind of off gut and instinct when it comes to this vote.
All right, does anyone else have anything they want to air before we get to the vote? Shane?
Yes?
Yeah, I would just like to say, no matter what the result is tonight, no one knows who's going home. I just wanted to say, if one of us does, it's been great playing with you guys. It's been nice getting to know you guys, and even though if one of us is going home, I hope all of us can still be friends and everything, because you guys are a cool bunch of people.
100%.
Yep. All right, so on a cheery note, maybe not so cheery in 5-10 minutes, I think it's time to vote. So one at a time, I'll call you guys over. Mark's running over to get you set up. All right, Shane, you're up first. I'll go tally the votes. All right. If anyone has an immunity and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Shane. One vote, Shane. Second vote, Shane. It's 2 votes, Shane. Third vote, Sawyer. It's 2 votes Shane, 1 vote Sawyer. Fourth vote, Sawyer. It's 2 votes Shane, 2 votes Sawyer. 1 vote left. And the second person vote out Survivor UConn. Ready to rumble. Sawyer. Sorry, that's 3. That's enough for tonight. Please bring me a bandana.
I actually don't have it.
All right. Sorry, Sawyer, but tribe has spoken. See you over there. All right. Not as unanimous as maybe it might have seemed. Hopefully you guys can bounce back and win the next challenge. I'll see you guys then. All right, Sawyer, what do you think? What do you think happened?
All right, so with a vote of 3-2, I think it kind of speaks for itself. I was pretty confident about the vote tonight. I thought it was going to be all against Shane, but clearly it wasn't. So I think that kind of says that I was a little bit too overconfident in my role. I kind of maybe not overstepped, that's not the right word, but I definitely tried talking to too many people. Was too clear about my plans, and that makes a target for yourself. So it's kind of probably expected. I think this is such a cool thing, and this is the second season of Survivor. But 2 weeks in, I had a blast. We only got to do 2 challenges. You just got to meeting people, but even so, it hypes yourself up. It does a real good job at that. And it's just such a fun thing. I hope this goes on for a lot more seasons.
All right. Anything else?
I'm wishing luck to everyone on my team. I'd be curious to see who's next, and I'll definitely look forward to season 2 when it comes out.